Good evening, good day, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I am Squigs reporting for the Poetry Times, broadcasting from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and acknowledging Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Ininu, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dene, Dakota, and is the birthplace and heart of the Métis Nation. I will be reporting headline news and festivals from in and around and of the world of poetry, but please stay tuned for more news and information regarding open mics, workshops, competitions, book launches, and submissions after the headlines. And for our headlines today, Coca-Cola advertising poetry. According to thehypebeast.com, Coca-Cola has just unveiled its summer marketing campaign. For the first time in the United States, poetry will be on the packaging. The Summer Tastes Better with Coca-Cola campaign sees classic American summer rituals such as movie nights, baseball games, and backyard barbecues encapsulated in a total of 24 poems. These new bottle designs have already begun to roll out around the nation. For more on this, please visit thehypebeast.com as well as www.marketingdive.com. Now, it is actually at this point that I would like to open a question to our viewers, and please do respond in the comments wherever you follow the Poetry Times, be it Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter accounts. Now, do you find this kind of marketing, this advertising, though it has the effect of normalizing the public's exposure to poetry, does this form of marketing elevate the art form from a clandestine novelty? We're looking forward to hear what you think. Of course, this isn't the first time that Coca-Cola has promoted poetry in the marketing. Back in August, the Coca-Cola UK launched this advert with an encouraging message: open like never before. Now, this campaign featured London-born spoken word artist George the Poet Mpanga and his piece addressing hope in the current state of the world. Open like never before had come after following 7 months of commercial advertising, a pause in commercial advertising. During this time, the company had used the resources to support COVID-19 relief efforts around the world and donated advertising space to their charity partners, Crisis and Fair Share, to promote more fundraising. Together with their bottling partners, the Coca-Cola Foundation has donated more than $100 million globally. In Great Britain, as well as donating over 1.5 million drinks to frontline workers, they provided financial support to their long-term partners Fair Share, the UK's leading charity food redistributor, to provide the equivalent of nearly 2 million healthy meals and over 1 million drinks to those that needed them most. Now, for more on this, and to view that inspirational piece by George the Poet Mpanga, please visit www.coca-cola.co.uk. And over to Ghana, Ghana poets call for a community. Ghanaian poets, spoken word artists and poets, Sir Black, Crystal Teddy, and Laud the Poet entreat other poets of Ghana to come together to form a union, you see, community in hopes of championing causes of poets and spoken word artists. On an interview last the 15th of May from Simply Showbiz, hosted by Nana Kwadwo Adu, they say that their genre currently lacks a common front or a guild to stand for their interests. Sir Black goes on to say that there is a generational gap among poets, which has been challenging for the growth of their community. Laud the Poet, founder of Verbal Inn, appeals that the government should be encouraged to show interest in their art form to develop a legal and formal body. Crystal Teddy, co-founder of Eha La Casa, recognizes that they are not exactly operating in a void, but they have to build on what they already have. You see, Eha La Casa continues to be a platform for musicians as well as spoken word artists to perform on a weekly basis online on Fridays. Sir Black, Laud the Poet, and Crystal Teddy all encourage poets to support the growth in the poetry of Ghana. For more information on this, please visit www.ghanaweb.com, and to attend those performances and show support, please follow Eha La Casa, EHALAKASA, on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and of course the website ehalacasa.com. And yeah, and as you know, Poets Today, wherever you are in the world, can relate to these issues. As much as we can, please support your local and international communities for poetry. Now back over stateside, the winners of Words Unlocked 2021 have been announced. According to imprintnews.org, which has been publishing the winners on a weekly basis, this year's Words Unlocked poetry competition of this year's Words Unlocked poetry competition. Now the contest is held each year by Break Free Education and features the work of students in juvenile facilities around the country. Break Free Education is a program whose mission is to radically improve education in juvenile and criminal justice systems by investing in the potential and dignity of all its students. Words Unlocked is a month long initiative that includes a 7-day structured poetry curriculum, which culminate in a nationwide competition of poetic works. Far too many young people are locked up around the country. Through this initiative, they continue to ensure that their words are not. Uh, this year's first place winner is A. Vaughn from Hogan School in Missouri with a piece titled "A Story of All Stories." And I would like to share the opening lines of this piece. A boy hard but unknown, like a forgotten book, judged by the skin that covers his body, instead of the knowledge he holds deep inside. The book is cherished by crimes and built in pain from only 15 pages of his story. Of course, to learn more about Words Unlocked Poetry Competition, please visit imprintnews.org. And to show your support and give donations to this incredibly human initiative, please visit www.breakfree-ed.org. And that is my time. Once again, I am Squigs for the Poetry Times, and I would like to pass it over to Beirut. And please welcome my lovely co-host, Maysan.
Hi, Squigs.
Hey, Maysan. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Just enjoying the cold weather. How's the cold weather over there?
It's pretty warm. Summer is approaching really quickly.
Beautiful.
But what a really inspiring news that you've brought us today. Really, thank you for that. All right, so I will be taking it on from here to talk to you about workshops that we have this week. I've brought to you 5 different workshops that you can attend, all of which are online and all of which happen to be free. We will begin with Wednesday's Writers Workshop series that is taking place via ArtsXchange that is located in Georgia, USA. So it's a 1-hour free online event, and will be taking place on Wednesday 26th at 11:30 GMT, 11:30 p.m. GMT. All the events that I will mention here, you can find their details in the description of our broadcast. This is a monthly writers workshop, and this month it will be hosted by a guest host. Usually it is hosted by Teresa Davis, but this month it will be hosted by the impressive author Cynthia Winfield, whose book Gender Identity, The Ultimate Teen Guide was named by the Advocate editorial team as one of their ultimate guidebooks for the LGBTQ+ youth in 2019. After that, or concurrently, depending on where you are, we will also there is another event that will be happening on Wednesday. The online poetry workshops by the Oaks Buff Public Library in Massachusetts, USA. So this event is Wednesday, May 26th as well, from 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. GMT. These are poetry drop-in weekly classes. They welcome everyone, beginners and those who have been writing for a while, and they're geared for everyone. They're led by Donald Nietzsche. Briefly, a note about him: he has an MFA from Columbia University, and his poetry collection, Driving Lessons, was published in 2008, and his poems have been published in local periodicals, and he has led occasionally writing workshops since the late 1980s. So that is quite an extensive experience in workshops. If you're looking for that, that's your place to go. Staying in the USA, we have a very intriguing event. If you're a late night owl and you're on my part of the world, then we've got you covered with a really cool event. The Poetry Lab is hosting an event called Braintrust, and it will be happening Friday, May 28th from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. GMT. It's a free writing, generative writing workshop, and they basically describe it in short. If a trust fund is a good place to park your cash if you're a millionaire, the brain trust is where your creative thoughts and ideas kick it before they hatch on the page. If you're an early bird on Saturday and you love history, then we have a really cool way for you to spend your morning. Poetry and Purpose in Historic Collections, Poetry Workshop with Liz Mytton, will be taking place on Saturday, May 29th from 9 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. GMT. It's a free online event that is organized by Palace Green Library, Durham, in the UK. As well, this is open to people who are new to creative writing. It will be taking place on Zoom. Our last event for this week is happening on Saturday evening. It is a poetry workshop by Seemab Zahra, organized by the MUSE Arts in Toronto, Canada, as a part of the Happening Multicultural Festival. So 6 p.m. GMT, 1 hour free online workshop. And it is part of the Happening Multicultural Festival, the first and only Toronto festival made by community artists, giving center stage to talents and skills of immigrants, newcomers, and refugee artists. Excuse me. So that's all on my end. Thank you for listening. If I have missed a workshop, course, or residency that you would like us to mention, please do let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Now over to the UK with Martin. How are you doing, Martin?
I'm good, thanks, Maysan. Although I wish it would stop raining. It's going to do that around next Wednesday, I think. How are you?
Pretty well.
Yeah, glad to hear. Yeah, thank you. So, I am Martin Gray from Nottingham, England. And when it comes to poetry books, submissions, and finance, I am on it like a car sonnet. But anyway, submissions and finance are coming up. But first, we have a Poetry Times First. Because hot off the indie press this week is Lockdown Life by our excellent former herald, Lisa O'Hare. And Lisa is actually with us in the studio tonight. So how are you doing, Lisa?
Really well. Nice to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. And welcome back to the show. So
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little about your new book, please?
Yeah, so it's a book. It's called Lockdown Life, A Roller Coaster of Emotions. And it's a collection that has come from this very strange period of our lives that we've all had to live through. And I've written a lot of poetry about it.
Fantastic. Is there anything in particular, obviously apart from the lockdown, that's inspired the poems? Any particular writers or moments during lockdown?
Yeah, so there's kind of pop culture references in there. So there's one that's called Fears for Tears, which was obviously a play on Tears for Fears, and I referenced quite a few of their songs through that, but also referenced a political moment in time in the UK when we were bringing in all of the tears. So I kind of have fun with a not fun subject, so I poke fun at a bit of things. I also reflect on some things that have made me sad or cross as well, so that it is, as I say, a roller coaster of emotions, because that's what this last year has been.
Oh, it really has, hasn't it? It's really I've not read it yet, but it's really like a time capsule, isn't it? I think the publisher calls it that as well. I'd say the publisher's website also refers to angry acrostics. Are you able to tell us any more about those, please?
Yeah, so kind of one of the things I did throughout lockdown was in fury just scribble things down that were happening in the world. One of them was when the Capitol building was stormed, and I wrote down USA, unbelievable, seems alarming. So it's kind of just an instant reaction to things that were happening in the news, and sometimes things that were happening inside, and how I felt. So again, it is that time capsule of this moment in time, which I hope we never have to go through anything like it again.
I'm sure all of you. I'm sure all of viewers can echo that sentiment exactly. It's been quite a year, hasn't it? So,
Yeah,
final question. So, where can we get hold of your book?
great question. So at the moment, it's available in the UK on Masterhouse, www.masterhousepublishing.com. That's direct from the publisher. It is available on Amazon. It will be available on all of the big retailers, and in the US, it's already available on barnesandnobles.com as well.
Fantastic, and we'll make sure to put all of those links in for our viewers. So
thank you.
I guess it just leaves us to say we wish you the very, very best of luck with the book, and we thoroughly recommend everyone to read it. And thank you very much for your time today, Lisa.
Thanks for having me back. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Perfect. So just to confirm, masterhousepublishing.com if you want to get a good early advance look at Lisa's book, and I'm certainly very much looking forward to reading it. On to submission news now, and I have 4 submissions for you this week, and all of them are free and open to anybody from anywhere in the world. The first is Civic Leicester in the UK are taking submissions for Black Lives Matter poems until the 7th of July. Specifically, they're looking for themes exploring any of the issues, images, triggers, histories, demands, outcomes that are being highlighted by the Black Lives Matter movement. You can submit up to 3 poems of up to 40 lines each, and submit by 2 p.m. UK time on the 7th of July to civicleicester@gmail.com. And you can find out more information at conversationswithwriters.blogspot.com. Staying in the UK, and have you ever gazed up at the stars and thought, I could totally write a 280 character poem about space? Well, if so, then you're in luck, because that is exactly what the Creative Manchester Poetry Competition 2021 is looking for. And the winner of this competition will get 500 English pounds, which will be very, very handy. You can either submit by writing a tweet and tagging it with the hashtag micropoem21, or if you're like me and a total Twitter Luddite, you can email them the poem at creativemanchester.ac.uk. To find out more, go to creative.manchester.ac.uk. Staying in Europe, and submissions are currently open until the 31st of May for the 6th Weimar Poetry Film Awards in Weimar, Germany. They are looking for up to 3 films of up to 10 minutes each, which explore the relationship between film and poetry in an innovative and straightforward way. There is a prize of €1,200 for the best animation, and a prize of the same amount for the best video. There is also a €250 prize for the audience favourite. You can enter via the submission portal Film Freeway, or by email to info@poetryfilm.de. To find out more, simply go to poetryfilmtarga.de. And finally, in submissions, over in Australia, the Australian Poetry Journal, which is a national poetry journal based in Melbourne, are looking for submissions on the theme of local attention. And on their website, they have a few paragraphs explaining exactly what they mean by this. There's no specific length limit on your poems, and you can send, again, up to 3 poems by email to apjsubmissions@gmail.com. And you need to send them by the 1st of June. Each poem will receive a $127.5 payment. It all helps, Australian dollars, which is approximately $100 or 2,284,000 Vietnamese dong. To find out more, go to australianpoetry.org/competitions. And finally, from me this week, one piece of finance news. So if you are a UK or Ireland-based poet, then you might want to consider public lending right. Essentially what this is, if you don't know, if you have a book, you can earn up to £6,600 a year just from people borrowing that book from libraries. And even if you only end up with a bit of sofa change or enough for a couple of beers, it's money that's yours and it's worth having. It's awesome to have your book in a library anyway, and some publishers will automatically get your book into certain libraries. Now, you can get revenue from ebooks, from physical books, from being an editor, an illustrator, an author, for your own collections, for a portion of anthologies, for poems that you've submitted to them, whether it's published through a publisher book or a self-published book. All of these qualify for getting public lending right revenue. For example, for my book, I would get 80% of the revenue and my publisher would get 20%. It's a very simple process to register for public lending right, and you can find all the information at the British Library's website at bl.uk/PLR. Thank you very much for your time. That's it for me for this week, and we now take the transatlantic flight to the wonderful Domo. How's it going, Domo?
Hi, what's up, Martin?
Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How's the weather over there?
It's terrible, but there's lots of good poetry to keep me going, so it'll stop raining at some point.
Yeah, hopefully the roofers will stop at some point, too, because they suck thunder.
It's a good job there's no rain where you are, then.
Yeah, at least it's hot here. Well, hello, poets and persistent viewers. I am Dominique Bethel, otherwise known as Domo Beth, here in my studio in Pompano Beach, Florida. I hope your ears have been set for more poetrific news. Are you ready to escape reality and dive into the fantastical world of this week's latest news on upcoming poetry slams, competitions, and open mic nights? These events look truly intergalactic. I hope you are ready to jump out of your closed spaces and join this incredible journey to listen to some more fascinating artists in their natural habitats and get your own voice recognized. Want me to stop monologuing and start getting to the good stuff? Well, I have once again swam the ocean of Google keywords and dived into the airless tunnels of social media tags and posts to provide you with a few surfacing poetry events to keep your passions ever long. If you have any slams, open mics, or know of any poetry prize events coming up, please share that information in the comment section. We would love to be able to support you and other poetry and writing events out there. If you have just entered the vortex of poetry and conspiracy theories, welcome. Here, we provide resources on how to start a poetry and or spoken career, just because poets know. Yeah, I'm not going to say, E.T., phone home. I'm just going to say, know the number. These upcoming open mic events will give you an opportunity that is awesome to get you comfortable with performing online and finding voices that you cannot find at your local checkout line or hiding in your closet, if you're like me. Looking for fun or to progress as a poet? Well, there are mountains and valleys full of events for artists around the globe and in your backyard. Taking a trip to outer space would be awesome. And although I do not have a rocket ship, I know of some open mics that are out of this world. I am sure you will enjoy this audio encounter. From the other side of my perspective of this planet, this amazing open mic by the name of That Poetry Thing that is on Smith's every Monday will take place Monday, June 14th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Australian Standard Time, also known as 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So get ready to wake up early. Please add this mic to your dog's breakfast and join the Aussie stage to experience songs, poems, and art from this global showcase. Formerly located at the Exhibition Hotel in Bootham, York, this mic is going on its 16th year, bringing joy to poets, artists, and people in the UK stage, now virtually. Featuring both prose and poetry, they occasionally also indulge in musical open mics. The York Spoken Word mic takes place every first Tuesday of each month, aka June 1st, taking at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Sign up is upon arrival, so please do not miss out on this night of fun and pure artistry. Check out their page for more information in the links below. Located in the US, this open mic embodies the environment of Venus. This spoken word writing workshop and open mic is for women by women, intended to cultivate personal and collective liberation. Taking place bi-weekly, the Femme Fatale spoken word workshop and open mic will be held on May 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Also known, it is suggested that you give a $2 donation. This mic is also asking that you come prepared to write, read, and get fully engaged in all that these beautiful artists have to offer. Are you an experienced space traveler or poet and or spoken word artist looking for an opportunity to grow and enjoy some astronaut food? This poetry slam may be your chance to gain some energy for your journey to the halls of poetry fame. Yes, you will be famous. Located in the Central European time zone, this Netherlands International Poetry Slam goes by the name, Hey Sister, You Got This! Yes! There are several rounds, so preliminary round signups will be open until May 29th. On June 12th, although, at 7 p.m. Central European time, 15 artists will be competing for the first place chance to win a cash prize. There will also be an after party. Whoop, whoop. Those are my favorite. Please find them on Eventbrite using the link below for more information. I encourage you amazing artists to please get involved in this awesome chance to create a name for yourself and party with some other poets around the world. If you are currently feeling ready to jump into some poetry events, don't fret. There's more! Yes! As a network, the Poetry Global Network now has the opportunity to provide you loyal fans and poets an experience that has been missed for over a month now. The Bottoms Up Global Party, yes, Global Party, like I said, those are my favorite, has relaunched this past Saturday, May 22nd, starting at 10 p.m. Manila time. No, this is not the one-time only event that I'm rubbing in your face. If you missed it, that is. Instead, this event will be resuming as a bi-weekly international hangout between poets, musicians, and artists from around this floating sphere we call home. If you are a little bummed that you missed the Earthed, yes, rebirth, that's what I was trying to say, of BU, no need for the FOMO. The next hangout will take place on June 5th at 10 p.m. Manila time, with yours truly taking on the role as your new host. Yes, Damo, that's me. No FOMO when you're with Damo. You never know, maybe we'll be able to meet some aliens, as some of these artists just cannot be from this planet with the amount of talent they possess in their index fingers. I am extremely excited to see what all you have to bring to the mic and party. Please check out our links below to be on that guest list. Are you looking for a closer poetry event to join? Get ready to get active, as the Poets Against Racism in This Together event will be taking place this Tuesday, May 25th at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Located in Brookville, Pennsylvania, the PAR nonprofit organization decided to go from the streets to the technology in hopes of bringing awareness of the forms of racism taking place all over this world today. This will be an international online event in hope of bringing a semblance of unity across the globe. Please check out our links for more information on how to get involved with these amazing upcoming opportunities. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to inform you. Yes, Florida is a melting pot of sweaty skin upon building exits. What's new? But as for experiencing other weather together, what do you have to say for us, Mason? Hi.
I don't. Well, I would have to say the weather is pretty similar in this part of the world, in Beirut, Lebanon at the moment.
Oh, it's fun.
Bit of spring still is there though. We haven't hit full heat though, which is great.
Oh, cool. Hey. All right.
Thank you for all that wonderful information about all the open mics. I'm excited to attend some of them.
Me too. Oh yeah. Be you. Come on out.
For sure. All right. So as usual, we will be ending our broadcast with a weather poem. Now this week's weather poem I have chosen is by one of my favorite poets, the Austrian poet Rilke, who is well known for his incredible lyrical prose, and he's been often described as mystical in his writing. And I've chosen a poem that is called In April. That is a small poem. I believe I view it as packed with beauty and hope and an invitation to pay attention to the little things that are happening in front of our eyes. So, in April. Again, the woods are odorous. The lark lifts on upsoaring wings the heaven gray that hung above the treetops, veiled and dark, where branches bare disclosed the empty day. After long rainy afternoons, an hour comes with its shafts of golden light and flings them at the windows in a radiant shower. And raindrops beat the panes like timorous wings. Then all is still. The stones are crooned to sleep by the soft sound of rain that slowly dies, and cradled in the branches, hidden deep, in each bright bud, slumbering silent life. I just believe I love this poem, and I love the fact that even though it's translated, it just still is as powerful. I want to thank you, every one of you, our viewers and listeners and poets, for listening and keeping up to date with the world of poetry. I want to thank my colleagues for just bringing to light all these interesting things that I personally enrich my life. And before leaving you, I want to remind you of our regular times. We have the Poetry Times that you just watched, 7 p.m. every Monday, London time. The Poets React, a show where our poets react to a poem they haven't heard or seen before. Saturday, 1 a.m. London time. And the Poets Lighthouse, where we get to know the poets behind the poems, Sunday, 3 a.m. London time. And as Domo just mentioned, the bi-weekly Bottoms Up is back. So the Poetry Party, the Marathonic Art Jam is back, 3 p.m. London time. Not the next Saturday, but the one after. Bi-weekly. Be with us and let us just share our work and celebrate the world of art. So thank you very much. Have a great week.
Yeah, stop the live. Stop the